Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we had CZ from Binance on CNBC. And he got set up from the gate, guys. And he gave the perfect answer at first, and then she came back. And he fell for it. She asked, why did Brian Brooks leave Binance.us? At first he stated, I have nothing to do with those operations on Binance US. And that's what we've always been told. Binance and Binance US has nothing to do with each other. We even heard it out of Brian Brooks' mouth. Instead of him sticking with that message that he has nothing to do with Binance US and you need to speak with him, he started using the word we. We can always hire someone else, which would have been a great answer if he was talking about just regular Binance. Then he disclosed that he's on the board of Binance.us. Now, she also put the pressure on Tether and makes it seem like Usdc is fully back. But CZ had a great response. When it comes to Paxos, Paxos is the only real stablecoin that we have right now, and CZ was exactly right. And we know Paxos is also working on that real-time settlement. Next time, let's inform CZ from Binance when it comes to the New World Order. It's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Brian Brooks, the former regulator, he was really seen as key to your U.S. expansion, also getting in line with compliance. What were those differences over strategic differences where you didn't perhaps see eye to eye?
Thanks for having me here. I can't comment on the specifics. I think Brian did great work. It's nothing regulatory related. We wish him best of luck in his future endeavors. But nothing regulatory related. It was, some differences in opinions on other matters. We wish him luck.
Okay, without him in place, then, what do your U.S. plans and expansion look like? As I mentioned, he was such a key piece, a former regulator of your expansion, especially when you're seeing this growing crackdown around the world on the platform.
So I think in every region, I'm actually not involved. I am the chairman of the board. I'm not involved in the day-to-day operations to the point. I'm not actually in the communication chat tools, etc. But the general strategy all over the world is to continue to hire ex-regulators, hire very senior people to augment our team, continue to grow the compliance team very aggressively. And also, we're looking to diversify our cap table. We're doing runs of fundraising for most local licensed entities, including Binance US. So we're bringing more structure, more open governance onto more corporate governance onto each of these entities.
Right, but CZ, if you're not going to go into details about why Brian Brooks left and he was such a key part of this, does that make it more difficult? As you said, your strategy is to hire more regulators around the world. If your highest profile one just left the platform, where does that leave you?
So I think people join companies and leave companies all the time. It is unfortunate that he left. But it doesn't mean that just because one person left the company doesn't mean the company cannot hire other people. So I think we'll continue to beef up our compliance teams, hire senior ex-regulators, people who are with strong compliance background, and all over the world. And we actually have a couple announcements coming out. Just because one person leaves the company doesn't mean that we can't hire other people.
Okay, CZ, let's talk about leverage. You guys recently reduced the maximum leverage on the platform for futures contracts to 20 times from the previous peak of 125 times. You said that it was in the interest of consumer protections. What were you seeing that made you worried?
So to be honest, this is one of the areas where regulators around the world are very concerned about. Like they pay more attention to this area, and we just thought, look, and to be honest, the 125x is more of a advertising number. When you go 125x, you have very low allocation. You can only do that for a couple $100s, to be honest. So beyond that amount, you don't get that leverage. So it's really more, to be very honest, it's really more of the pixel count on digital cameras advertising effect. It's just a high number. There was a time, other exchanges offered 100x, then people offered 101x, we offered 125x, but very few people actually use those. So we thought, look, with a lot more regulatory structure coming into this industry, we just thought that wasn't really necessary anymore.
Right, CZ, you've said a number of times that you guys have been preparing, that more regulation is healthy. You guys want to be more compliant. When it comes to a stablecoin like Tether specifically, which plays a huge role on the Binance platform, there are lots of questions and even an investigation into its backing and disclosure. Would you support more disclosure from and around Tether, and would you be prepared to reduce its role over, say, a Usdc, which is seen as more transparent and having better disclosures?
So to be honest, we are very agnostic towards what users choose. So we are a neutral platform that we provide different access to different to users, and users can choose what they want. Having more clarity, transparency is always welcome. That's always a good thing. And to be honest, of all the stable coins, there's two stable coins. There's a Pax stable coin and Binance USD, which is also issued by Paxos. They actually have much stronger transparency and much higher reserve backing by the US dollar. So we actually, so we encourage transparency in all of these places. And I think higher transparency is great.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.